Hey, this is Mr. Dubs with Timberwolf Broadcasting. I'm here with a fascinating young man who's in my broadcasting class. He happens to be a junior at Montgomery Central High School, and all of the juniors had to take the ACT test today. So, Tristan, I'm glad you survived, and it's nice to have you in class now.
It's good to be here.
Okay, so with all this equipment around us, how do you and I get jobs doing voices for video games? That's something cool we should look into.
Well, first you have to see the characters and then find out what their voice lines are, and then you have to audition, which it's very difficult to get certain characters because, like, you don't have to fit the part in terms of appearance or anything or, like, mental state. You just have to be able to do the lines perfectly or, like, adjust your voice.
Yeah. Have the vocal tone they're looking for in the character. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like with, so what you know, in Genshin, there are 7 Archons who are essentially the gods. But to let you know, there's ones above them who are in Celestia, which Celestia is a whole thing, but they're the ones who gave the Archons their gnoses, which is what gives the Archons their abilities. In Genshin, the way you get your elemental abilities is through what's known as a vision, which is pretty much the divine gaze of a Archon. So whenever you receive your vision, that means that the Archon has gazed upon you and sees you as ready for a vision. The current ones are Animal Archon, or Wind, Geo, which is, as you can guess, Earth and stuff.
Yep.
Electro, which is lightning and stuff like that, and Dendro, which is plants.
Okay.
And then next is Hydro, then Pyro, and then last but not least...
Hydro, water, pyro, fire.
Last but not least, Cryo.
Ice. Like ice, yeah. Cryogenic, yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. Nice. So look at all the education in these games. Everybody says that it's not educational. Look at all this education you're getting from this game.
These are the elemental types in the game. And then people say that each area is based on a different part of the world.
Now, you just mentioned a book. Is this whole game based off a book?
No, it's its own story.
It's its own, okay.
But yeah, it's a very big story
It sounds like a big story.
It's still unraveling. Liyue is the nation of contracts. Inazuma is the nation of eternity. Sumeru, knowledge. Fontaine, justice. We do not know what the Pyro Archon nation is going to be, its tagline be, and we don't know what Snezhnaya is going to be.
Somebody does, though. Somebody knows. How do we find that out? Listen to your voice quality. You got the voices down. I wish I knew how to do a video game. You'd be one of my voice actors.
It's because I can manipulate the way my voice sounds.
Yeah.
So I can go high, low. Like I can go very different depending on what I need to do.
Absolutely. Yeah, you should be a voice actor in a video game.
If I can get a part in Genshin, that would be a big deal for me.
Now, spell, is you saying Genshin?
Genshin.
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 Okay.
Impact. Genshin Impact.
Okay.
By the end of the game, you're going to be meeting all 7 Archons. That's your main goal. You're trying to figure out what happened to your sibling. There was a character at the start of the game who took yours and your siblings' powers away. And then you had to try to journey across all of Teyvat, the Tsaritsa and her Fatui, who are from Snezhnaya, the final place of Genshin. That's going to be the last place that we get.
Okay. Now, let me ask you a question. If somebody has no idea what we're talking about and they hear our little exchange here, do you think they're going to be fired up to look into it? Or do you think they're going to sit there and go, what are they talking about?
I have a feeling because of it being so popular, Genshin, like anyone who hears about it and doesn't know what it is, are going to look into it and get fired up when they see what it is.
Oh, okay. So when you start off, you're adventure rank 1, or do you start at a higher level?
You start at adventure rank 1.
Okay. Now, what do I have to do to get to adventure rank 2?
So I'd recommend doing the Archon quests, your first set of Archon quests, in order to be able to get to AR adventure rank 2. Essentially, every character is like a part of a Swiss Army knife.
So those of you listening that are my age and older and remember when the game Pong came out, look where we've come. Listen to how amazing this is and how in-depth this is. And it's generations of gamers building upon other gamers, and it's amazing. This is fascinating, and I don't even know what we're talking about.
I'm assuming I've stupefied you.
I don't know about stupefied, but yeah, my mind is certainly blown. That's for sure. And I'm going to look into it. I'm going to look at it and see how confusing it looks on the surface.
It's a free to play game.
Like, can you sit down for like an hour at night and do this, or do you need to invest 5-6 hours to get anywhere?
If you want to go like very far in the Archon story, like you can sit down for like short sessions, but if you're gonna try to do the Archon quest in one long session, like if you're gonna try to do an entire area in one shot, you need to grind beforehand.
How many times do you get defeated, and then can you just try it again? Or, I mean, how do you reset?
If you die to a boss, you reset, you get revived, but you don't have full health.
Now, have you learned everything you know about this just from trial and error and just from playing the game, or did you study this somehow?
It's not just that. It's because, well, before I started playing Genshin, I learned a lot about it. And then I also had my friends had already been playing it.
How much time do you think you've spent in this game? Like how cumulative time? How long have you been playing this game?
I actually do not know.